So I used to like bodybuild and stuff like that. So
yeah, we were going to talk about this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. And so like, I had to learn. Well, I didn't have to, but I decided to because I like fact checked everything. So I had a coach, and he would teach me all this kind of stuff or tell me to do all these kind of things, and then I'd research, well, why the hell am I doing all this stuff? And cold showers and stuff like that was on the list. Like muscle, like inflammation and stuff like that, reduce that. So like recovery time is like not doubled. I don't know what it is, but it's faster. So I learned all about discipline and stuff like that. I went from, I think, 210 pounds to 155 pounds in like 2 months. And I stepped on stage. They put 3 layers of spray tan on me. I had to walk into a tent, put a sock on, and this girl came in with like an airbrush gun and just like spray tanned me. I could turn sideways and disappear. Like I was like thin. And then I stepped on stage in front of a bunch of cameras and stuff like that and did a little ditty. Well, yeah, and then got a little trophy for it and yada yada. But like, the peak week, which is the week before you step on stage, it's like you have to work down from a gallon all the way down to show day. I get an ounce of water for the entire day. Yeah, and my meals eventually became strictly only protein. So I was hungry before, hungry during, and hungry after because it was just meat going into my body. Nothing would like satiate my like hunger, and so like I had went through extreme discipline like through that time. It was also during one of my worst relationships of my life. Also during when I was commuting to college in Cleveland from Akron every day. It was my first year in college. So it was first year college commute, horrible relationship, and I'm like killing myself with dieting. Excuse me. But so like I know what discipline is. So Exodus 90 is just a nice little reminder of that. And it's I think it's harder to get into like a habit of discipline than it is to stay in habit of discipline. Because when you're trying to get into it, you're breaking things and rewiring things and then continuing that. But if you're just staying in discipline, like you've already built up everything, you're just continuing what you've been doing. But like with Exodus 90, and like I said, the way that they train you to be trapped on your phone, like putting the phone down, taking care of your body, working out, cold showers, stuff that is for us, a form of suffering,
Right,
and the Bible is all about suffering and the growth of suffering because you learn so much more through your failures than your successes. And so like suffering is a part of growth. I mean, they call it growing pains literally when you got shin splints and stuff like that. So like there's so much growth to be had through your suffering as long as you like don't like let it consume you, like there's plenty of people who go through bad things and then let those bad things consume them and they get lost. But there are also plenty of other people who can go through suffering and come out the other end and kind of like take a look at like everything they went through and what they can learn from it, what they don't want to do next time or what they can do better next time, and then bring that into the next stage of their life and grow like immensely from it. And there's been plenty of times when I went through something that I suffered through, and then I was talking to my buddy. He's like, yeah, this is happening to me, and this is happening to me. I'm like, oh, man, this is really similar to what I just went through. Like, let me give you advice. Let me help you out with your suffering, And so there's a lot of beauty and things to be had through suffering and from suffering that promote your growth and promote being able to help others and all types of stuff like that. So, like, going through Exodus 90 or doing the discipline, like it feels like crap now and it feels like you're suffering now, but like what you were going to get out of it at the end is going to be something that hopefully you stick to as much as possible for the rest of your life because it's only being better for yourself. You're literally dying to yourself. Like all the things that you're so stuck on doing, you're just like, I have to stop it for the Lord, which makes it that much more important. But like, it's difficult, man, to put down my phone, especially probably for you guys. Like, well, you're not doing it, but for you, like, you got to edit the podcast, you got to put reels out and stuff like that. Social media is just creeping right around the corner for you probably the whole time.
Dude, how many times I've like post a story and then
yeah.
It's like, it's nuts. But if you look at it though, too, it's not that crazy.
No.
Don't be on your phone excess amount. Pray an hour a day. Eat 3 meals a day. Work out 3 times a week, like stick to a regimen. That's simple things.
Yeah, taking care of yourself.
Yeah, like genuinely and praying.
Yeah.
But we're so engulfed in this like the new normal that it seems just completely abnormal. It's just nuts, like countercultural. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? You're off your phone. You're praying an hour a day. What are you, crazy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, then it like helps you also like realize like, oh crap, I am doing a lot of sinning. I'm doing a lot of bad.
Yes.
And I didn't even realize it. And you know, those things in and of themselves that you're like giving up are stuff like you realize is like, oh, okay, you know, this isn't good. And then it like highlights other things in your life that have nothing to do with Exodus 90 that are like, oh, I should probably stop those too. All this does is lead me towards this. I was listening to something recently and they were talking about how like the venial sins, you know, the smaller sins, always just, it's like an equation. They just simply add up to the mortal sin, you know? So like, you know, you're doing all these small venial sins that don't seem like nothing. And then next thing you know, because you've added this all up and piled this all up on you, you've done a mortal sin. And it's like reducing the things that cause venial sin will then ultimately keep you away from mortal sin. So it just shines light on like how many things like seep out into other areas of your life and you don't even know it. And then you're like, because we're getting rid of things, we're like, oh crap, like this is also related to this and this and this and this and this. Oh man, like,
Oh yeah, it's all connected.
oh yeah, it's enlightening.
Yeah.
For sure.